I'm a fighter, always have been. In the ring and in business. 30 years of battles, rising, falling, rebuilding. I've made money, I've lost money, but it wasn't until I created Zapata Systems was I able to really find my way out. But the toughest fight, it wasn't physical. It was watching money walk out the door week after week, whether to vendors charging too much or labor not justifying the revenue. That money stress, it doesn't always stay at work. It follows you home, turns into arguments, cold dinners, and broken peace. And then there's the IRS, back taxes, deadlines, pressure you can't punch your way out of. Zapata Systems shows you what you're really paying. It gives you control, leverage, and savings. This isn't about surviving. It's about winning. You're in a fight. Start acting like it. Zapata Systems. Fight smarter.
What's up, guys? We are live Thursday. I'm Joe Zapata, and I'm with my brother, who I got to see last week.
Yes, it was fun.
It was a great time seeing you, my brother.
We had a great show. We had a great time. You know, you, me, and the crew. It was fun at dinner time too. You know what I'm saying?
Dinner was really fun. Lee, we got to see Lee and Sean Ray
and Jimmy
the Bull. Great time. Joe Pietaro was there, of course. Great time, all them, all around. What do you think?
The whole day was actually really, really good. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen a lot of guys in a lot of time. You know, somebody wrote, "Oh, Valentino actually got out of the house."
Melly Mel was there.
Yeah, my boy Melly Mel. Yup.
People don't realize he's in the Hall of Fame.
Dude,
right?
He's in a rock and roll Hall of Fame that Elvis is in. You know, him and I have been friends a long time. We were laughing there. He was telling you stories. Gregg's a funny motherfucker. You know, because we go way back. Me and him, I'm friends with him like almost like 25, 30 years, you know?
Yeah. But it was funny because he told me at first, like, he didn't really like you at first.
At first, he didn't like before he knew me, like 30 years ago. He didn't. And then me and him were backstage, and he was standing next to me, and I was like, oh shit. And we were watching this girl's ass walk by, right? It was actually the woman's extravaganza. And I turned to him and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I said, "Did you see that ass?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." And I said, "Bro, I would fucking live in a bathroom a week just to smell 1 hour of farts." And from that moment on, we became like very close friends. He even said it. He was like, as soon as I heard that shit, I was like, "This is my guy." You know, we became like him and I became. But people don't realize the word hip hop, like, hip hop music. He invented that word. Him and his brother, because his brother was in the army. And they used to do that cadence, like, I don't know if I don't care, and all that shit, what they do. And he used to say, we were doing the hippity hop like that to that shit. Like they would, And it started in the 1970s. And he came up with this word, the hippity hop, and he called it, and Melly Mel called it, they were doing the hip hop over there. You know what I mean? And that's how hip hop music became. He started that word. And he's been since the 70s, my boy Melly Mel. And he's been doing all it right. Grandmaster Flash, that's him, him in the Furious Five. And he did all the he got
Sugar Hill Gang.
Jay started, all of Curtis Blow, Run DMC, the Sugar Hill Gang, hip hop. He produced all that shit. He helped them. He got all them guys started. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it was fun, me and him always laugh. But we're getting him on this show.
He's coming on. He actually said he's coming on with us. And next week, Sean Ray, who was at Apollon Gym with us, Sean Ray will be on next week with us.
That's my boy too. You know that.
He loves Greg. He's going to sit here and tell some stories about, you guys talking about MD and everything you guys did.
Dude, we went to dinner one time, and we're at a steakhouse, me and Sean Ray, right? And I'm eating a nice fucking steak, and he ordered quail. I was like, dude, it looked like a pigeon on a fucking plate. He's got little legs and shit. I was like, quail, Maybe I'll ask him about that next week or something. But, he's a good man. I like Sean. I don't care what people say about him. I like him. I didn't like when I saw that big kid come out, what's his name? Someone, you know, when he was a kid
Chad
attacking him.
Nicholson or something, right?
Yeah, you don't do that shit, bro. You
No,
just don't do that shit. You know, when you do it with the cameras running and all that stuff, you catch a guy by surprise. You don't do that shit.
No, Abel Hernandez.
Dude, this is bodybuilding.
Yep.
Okay, there's too many fucking ego. Excuse me. A lot of bodybuilders, you know, bodybuild to hide the real them. They're jacked. They're like this, but they're fucking inside. They're like mashed potatoes because you can't get fucking. If I got imagine this shit that's been talked about me and all this shit, you know, man, the most hated man, all that shit. Do you think if I let that shit get to me, I'd be threatening everybody, wanting to kill everybody? I don't give two shits. I give two shits. I still got people, you know, asking me about your arm exploded. How's your arm doing? Dude, that shit was filmed in like 2000. You know, that shit's like 25 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was, when it happened, it was like 1999. That was my son was 9 years old. You know what I mean? He's now 35. But what I'm saying is, you know, if I let shit like that bother me, I don't get why so many people are so touchy in his sport. You know what I mean? Oh, he looked off. His condition wasn't there. Yeah. You know, he was in the top. Yeah, he placed in the top 3 in the Mr. Olympia, but his condition wasn't there. Now he wants to fucking, yo, I heard what you said about me. My condition was on. I should have won it. You're fucking full of shit. If I ever see you, get out of here with that shit. Yeah. Too much of that shit. So what? First of all, bodybuilding's an opinion. Okay. You don't win because you scored more points or because you out hit a guy or you fucking knocked him out or something. You win on the matter of an opinion of a judge. Judge says, you know, I think he should win. No, I think he should win. You know, and every show with the winner, there's always controversy. Somebody else could have won that show. You know, you can't go. They'd say, who's better, Pablo Picasso or Michelangelo? You know, some people find that abstract art, the kind of shit, that stupid rowboat that Pablo Picasso painted on, looked like something a fucking kid in high school painted. You know what I'm saying? Or even elementary school. It doesn't. But that some people find that kind of art more, you know, or fucking Hunter Biden art where it's just flat all over a fucking painting, and they sit there and they go, I noticed, like, you know, there's anger and then there's resentment, there's pain, there's sorrow, all in it. I'm like, dude, all I see is a fucking paint blotch. You know what I mean?
Let's say hello to a couple people in the chat here. We got Abel Hernandez. What's going on?
Abdil Hernandez. Hernandez.
Okay. Dan, how you doing? Dan, what's going on?
Dan's
there already. Miss you guys. What's going on? Hope all is well. Dan says, I've been watching some clips. Looks like you guys had a blast. I'm glad you had a great time.
Dan, we had a really good time. Me and Joe, we were at the dinner. It was great, you know?
Yeah. Ruben Sanchez. What's up, Ruben? What's going on?
Ruben.
You know, I'm going to tell you something about Phil Heath. Phil Heath was there. Great guy. Let me tell you something. He took time with every there was a guy. He came up and asked the guy to sign his thing. Just goes, can you sign this for me? Phil Heath signed it. And then the guy was like, okay, thank you. He said, hey, what do you like doing? You know, do you like working out? Like, Phil took time with every single person.
I saw him in the middle of an interview.
And I was like, wow.
That's really and he stopped to sign a guy's belt. No, I was fucking with Phil Heath there because I know him a long time.
Yes. You thought he was Sean Ray.
You actually took the video.
I took the video. I was doing the video.
I forgot about that. It was your video. Yeah, where I said
my video.
I walked up to Phil Heath. Now I just was with Sean Ray. I think Sean Ray was actually not far from. So it was just with Sean Ray.
Sean Ray was behind us.
Right. Yeah, I said, watch this. And I told Joe and his girl, I said, watch this shit. And I walked up to Phil and I go, oh shit, Sean Ray, like that. And he starts laughing. He said, usually people mistake me for Victor Martinez. I'm like, well, I don't see it, but yeah, I see it, you know?
Yep. Ruben Sanchez. What's up, Dan? What's going on? John Livia, if that's the real John Livia, because some of these people
he said, John,
I don't know if that's the real you, because they've been some fake John Livias in the popping up in our chat lately.
Yeah, John, if that's the real you, text Joe. Just say it's me.
Yeah, just say it's me if it's real you, because we've had some real ones.
We missed the guy Hoffman. Where is he? Because I don't want to give Greg Hoffman. How you doing, brother?
Right. Greg Hoffman. Hey, Greg, you should be running for the mayor of New York candidate.
Dude, if I ran, you'd love it, because I'd be totally different than all these other fucking schells. But regardless, you think I'm kidding, but sometimes I think I'm trying to do something for some office. But whatever. Yeah.
Ben Garcia, I thought Hunter Biden art came in White House lines. LOL.
Yes, Ben.
What's going on? Ruben Sanchez.
Shit.
I'm single now.
Uh-oh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Ruben? Let us know.
Yes. Low hell, John, Joe. John Livia will pay for the next time. No, that is the real John. He just
It is
texted me.
John. He texted you.
It is John. So John, thank you so much again for everything.
Yeah, John's a great. He did. John is a great guy. It was great getting in. Dude, John paid for everybody to eat. Lee stole the tip. I'm kidding. But John paid for.
Yeah, John was really great. We're trying to get together and everything.
John's a very good guy, man. I really
appreciate that. Yeah. He and his wife has a hair salon or something that my wife's going to go to. Morel's going to go to eventually.
John, you let me know where your wife's hair salon is. I'll go down there and get a little trim.
Yeah, but John, thank you so much for everything. We got to hook up on everything podcast, Jason Arndt and everything.
John's
it is John. It is
good guy too.
It is the real John. He texts me, so he does. It is the real John.
Okay, yeah. You never know, John. It's a good. That means you've arrived when people start mimicking. They're saying it's you, because we've had a few shows before where they're making believe it's you and it wasn't you.
Yeah, it wasn't you. A couple of people jumped in the show saying they were you, and it wasn't you. We knew. I was like, no, that's not John. So whatever. But it was a great time in Apollon. We saw Jordan Sue.
Yes, we did a show. Me and Joe did a show. Joe
Pietaro.
I'm constantly calling Joe Pietaro, Joe Zapata, and of course, I'm a fucking guinea bastard. Anyway,
it was
a great girl. She was a great girl. The guy Sid was a nice guy. He was a big guy, bro.
Jason Arndt was with us at the table.
Jason Arndt's always great. You know what I mean?
Another great guy.
He does a lot of shows with John Livia, so he does
with John Livia. Go to that channel.
Together,
salon drama in Fairfield. Okay, that's where I got to go because my girl was asking me because we want to set it up. So John, we'll definitely hook you up.
So it's called Salon Drama. Okay, so John, you guys want to get your haircut?
A lot of drama there.
There you go. We'll bring the drama, John.
We'll bring that table that we had at dinner. We'll sort a lot of drama. Ruben Sanchez said, good, because once I lost my job, all of a sudden I was this and that, but it's okay because I'm making good $4 more than an hour. Okay, that's good.
Good for you, Ruben. Listen, if you're happier, there's other greener pastures out there. And if you two aren't, can't hold on to something that's dead. You know what I'm saying? If it's stick a fork in it, it's dead. It's if it's a dead relationship, it's no good to hold. You guys are holding on for no reason.
Yeah, I told. By the way, I talked to Rob actually from the owner of Apollon Gym. And we're actually going to try and work and do a Teddy Atlas function because he has a ring there. And there was MMA fighters there. You saw that at the event. The Corey Anderson was there.
I don't know who. I was really bad with that shit, Joe. I don't know who the fuck is who. You know what I mean?
There was a bunch of MMA fighters there. And Rob asked me if I can get Teddy Atlas there. So, I'm going to see what I can do. That would be something for him to come.
Teddy Atlas, yeah.
Teddy
Wait,
Atlas
he does boxing out of there, Rob?
He does, yes.
Where the hell was it? I didn't see no ring. All I saw was the
ring was in the corner all the way to the right. It was like a roped off. Everything was pushed to the corner, but it's not a. I guess it was like ropes but they had the bag and everything there. Yeah.
I'm so fucking bad. There was a ring there, Joe.
Not a full. It wasn't a full ring, but it was like pushed. Well, they must have pushed stuff to the side.
Wait,
it's like half a ring.
You could actually even half a ring. I didn't even see a ring from a ring on a finger. Wait, you saw it though? You saw it there?
Of course. As soon as you walk in, it's all the way to the corner to the right.
So I'm fucking shot. You know what is? You know me. I'm all over the place. So when I'm in there, I'm talking. I don't even know who the fuck I'm talking.
Did you know there was an upstairs?
No. Are you serious, Joe?
Me and Joe Pietaro were taking pictures from the upstairs, looking down at everybody.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. You're saying there's a balcony in there?
Well, it's like an upstairs part. Yeah. Like, it's like a little part.
Downstairs?
Yes.
You can see downstairs from upstairs?
Yes.
Where the fuck, what gym was I in? Joe, was I in that same gym? John Livia, did you know this shit? Holy
there was steps that go up and you could see there, yes. Mm-hmm.
Joe, where the fuck was I? I was in that gym.
Everybody. Everyone was grabbing you. You were taking pictures of everybody.
Oh, I just talked to people. Fucking between me and Dan, the mayor, forget about it.
Oh, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Holy fuck. Wait, there was actually a balcony in there, John.
There's steps and like a little balcony. Me and Joe Pietaro were taking pictures off, getting the whole thing of it.
I gotta ask Lucia when she's
as soon as you walk in to your left was the steps to go up the balcony.
Are you? No.
Yes, I'm telling you, Greg. I was up on there.
I didn't see no balcony. I didn't see like we could look upstairs. Are you serious?
It's not like a balcony, like, but it's like steps and like a.
No,
like
but I didn't know that there was even an upstairs there. I would have saw like somebody looking over, like even if it's a railing and shit. I didn't see any of that shit. I'm fucking shot.
Yes.
I'll bet you Jimmy. I'm gonna ask Jimmy. Jimmy the Bull. I can virtually he didn't see that either. If I said Jimmy, it wasn't upstairs. What?
Jimmy the Bull. Yes. Jimmy the Bull got to talk about flat earth with us over dinner.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You started that. I heard
you
started that conversation.
But you know what? He also doesn't believe in that we landed on the moon, right?
I know that, but that was a setup.
I got video proof of Jimmy saying, I found an old video of Jimmy from, I don't know, must be 10 years ago, of him saying, oh yeah, we landed on the moon. Yes, with Dave Palumbo. So I recorded it and I showed it to him and he goes, that's not me. I go, Jimmy, it's you. He's like, oh yeah. Well, I wasn't confused then. I wasn't really, at that time, I wasn't really thinking a lot of it. I'm like, yeah. I caught him.
Funny.
Yep.
And Lee plays into that shit. You know that, right?
Yeah, Lee does. Yep.
How could Jimmy and I be looking at the same stars? He says, how they could be looking at the same stars if he's down here.
See, John, yes, see, John, yes, you big retard, LOL. See, I told you there was
John,
I told you,
John. Joe said, I've been there talking, taking pictures. I'm fucking talking with everybody. I don't know the shit. I don't remember half the fucking.
Yes, it was funny, Even when we were in the restaurant, you and Lee going to the bathroom, I had to get stopped so that the people there were fans and want to take pictures and everything.
Oh, shit.
Like, oh yeah, I saw you.
I was talking to some guy who was at the urinal and shit. Some guy's talking to me about.
Yeah, but he's everything. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Christ. I didn't. I'm so shot. I don't fucking. I'm shot. I don't remember seeing no balcony in there or no fucking ring in the corner. I didn't see anything.
What did you see?
I know. I used that little bathroom they had in the corner.
They had a small little bathroom. Yes, it was a very small little bathroom. Yes. Yep. What did everyone say? Jimmy is right. The Earth is flat. Oh God. I don't know about that.
Shit.
John Mancini. Hope everyone is well. Sorry,
John.
What's going on, man? What is going on, man? Loho, if Greg would be mayor of New York, the whole cabinet would be full of trans women that look better than real women.
You might be right with that. You might be right, Loho. You might be right with that. I got a few that I would put in there.
Exactly. That's right. Dan said, John, what's up, brother? What's going on? John Mancini said, what's up, Dan? Hope all is well. What's up, John? Hey, by the way, did you know that the Yankees might be getting Bryce Harper? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, it's all rumor. You know what's funny? Do you know that Bryce Harper grew up a Yankee fan, and his father pushed for the Yankees to try to get him when he was young. And the I don't know why, even when he was a free agent, the Yankees were like, And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? But no, they also want Pete Alonso. I mean, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I'll take Bryce Harper. Do you know what Bryce Harper would have done in Yankee Stadium with that short fucking right field port? Forget about it. He'd have double the amount of home runs.
Yep, you're right.
We'll get him. We'll get him when he's like 38 and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. But we need pitching.
Just like you got what's his name there, fucking Goldschmidt. When he, we got him like a couple of years too late. I mean, he was once the best hitter in baseball. That guy. Yeah,
they were talking about a pitcher they might try and get. I forget his name. From what team? He's pretty good.
Paul. I think they want Paul Skeens. I think they want him from the Pirates. They're willing to, but you got to get rid of guys for that shit. He's the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah,
Paul Skeens. His wife is fucking piece of ass too. Holy shit, she's an Olympic something. I don't know if she's an Olympic track athlete or something. Oof, what a piece of ass.
Yeah. Was it Anthony D? What's going on, guys? Anthony
D. Holy shit, Anthony. Would have loved to have seen you Saturday.
Yeah, what's going on? Trump made a speech. Did you hear it? What Dan said, Joe, did you think about the gambling bust in the NBA? Yes. Did you hear about that, Greg?
Yeah, I'm sure that goes on everywhere, though. I mean, I bet you at football games, I mean.
Dude, a lot of mafia guys involved, too.
Dude, look at that. But wait, Joe, what about that? Look, I'm not a huge football fan, as you guys might know already, so I don't really give a fuck. But what about that one Super Bowl with Marshawn Lynch? Remember where it was like last down, it basically was in the bag, and they fucking throw a pass intercepted, and then, you know what I mean? I forgot which one that was, but it counts as a win for the Patriots, but the Patriots shouldn't have won that game. It was easy fucking, it was, I don't know. They could have very easily made it like, give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, there it is, a stun, game over. But instead, they decided to throw a pass, and it got intercepted. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, a lot of mafia guys involved, too.
Gambino, yeah. Well, wherever
Gambino's involved.
Dude, the mafia owns gambling. Wherever it goes with that shit. Those guys fucking rule gambling. My cousin was in with the Gambinos, and he was running all their fucking gambling shit for them. You know, he's dead now, but I'm saying.
Yeah. But why, if you're so rich like LeBron James and Michael Jordan, why are you gambling with this money? Why are you gambling?
You know why?
I mean, come
on. What about
Ohtani?
What about Ohtani? Ohtani was one of the biggest gambling fucking. He got away with it.
I heard about that too.
His friend was doing all his work for him. Bullshit. Like Ohtani didn't know. Oh, we just made another fucking $50 million. You don't know without. You don't know? That's bullshit. They're saying the only reason why Ohtani's still even playing baseball is, well, I think it's DEI. You know, you can't, because he's, you know, Asian. You don't want to do that and piss off Japan, and no players will come over here. But he's fucking dirty. He knew what was going on. That was a big, huge scandal too, Ohtani. You know, they you know, it was his money, all his shit. He claimed he didn't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. We'll see.
Yeah.
John Mancini said, I heard Bad Bunny got canceled by the NFL. Is that true?
Should. I don't know, but he should. Nobody wants that shit. Bad Bunny. I never even heard of him until this shit. Bad Bunny. That's.
I met him in person. I didn't know who he was. He was at when I was doing the Adam Sandler movie. He was there. He was with Adam Sandler and the Happy Gilmore too. He was sitting right next to me. I didn't even know.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Bad Bunny. Never heard of him.
Yep, me either. Loho says, Greg, in your opinion, which non-bodybuilder athlete had the best physique?
That's a tough one, because a lot of these guys take the Bobanya. I mean, the most elite to me was Mark Gastineau, because he was. You got to remember something, Loho. He's like 6'6". He was like 275, and he had no body fat. Okay, and he could run like a 4.3 or 4.4 in a 40-yard dash at 275. I mean, that's a machine. He could jump over a guy like 6 feet tall. It was unbelievable. His skill and his body was unbelievable. Now he wasn't, you know, for a guy his height, you know, he was huge, but you know, because he's also 6'6", so his frame is huge, you know.
What about Canseco?
But no, Canseco didn't have that kind of like
Jose Canseco.
Canseco was jacked, but he didn't have the legs, right? Gastineau was a monster. I mean, was an absolute monster. But there's been a few guys who fucked around, you know. I've seen Wahlberg jacked up. I've seen, you know, they always used to get juice from my boy over there, you know, that we used to do the show with, you know, Richard Rodriguez. You know, those guys were all under his fuck, you know, so they can try to deny, but you know, him, Helmsworth, a few of those guys got pretty jacked when they were on stuff. But that's a good question, Loho. I mean, athlete-wise, Gastineau had no body fat. He had shredded abs at 275. And like I said, he was a monster on the field. I mean, he was feared. Even, you know, he got killed in a boxing ring, but still, you know, he was a monster.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a few guys that you could say, you know?
Yeah. William Allen said, did you see that Japan is deporting people now? They want to save their heritage. Is that true? I don't know. I didn't hear it. I don't know. But you know, all the shit that's going on here is bullshit. You know, you got to deport people. It's ridiculous. All these people crying about it. Let me tell you something. Pritzker's saying like he's just taking anybody. He's a king. He's a Nazi. First of all, Nazis killed 6 million people, Jews. They wiped out almost the whole Jew population in Europe. And you're going to compare Donald Trump with that? Okay, when it comes to then the other thing, the whole king thing. If he was legitimately a king, then he would have. Then Pritzker would be in prison, right? He'd say, "I want him locked up," and they'd lock him up. You know, it's. I never heard it. That this country's full of fucking. Half this country should be fucking. Even if you were born here, should get the fuck out of here. They're just wrong for this country. But I won't even get into that shit. Yeah, P. Wild said, "Got to pay them bills back." Salon promo and overtime in the sewers. Next dinner, Greg's 40-year-old pasta.
Wait, who said that? William Allen?
Next dinner will be Greg's 40-year-old pasta.
Wait, who said that? Was that William Allen?
No, P. Wild. P. Wild said that.
Oh, P. Wild. Oh, okay, yeah, because John Livia. That's where he's got the whole got to work in his sewer. John Livia. I was telling John Livia, you're like Ed Norton. You know what I mean? You work in this. I work in the sewers. You know.
Ed Norton. Yep.
I'm a civil engineer, or whatever they call that now. It's sanitation engineer, or fucking.
What is it? John Mancini said, I Googled it. They are saying it's a rumor going around.
What's a rumor going around?
I don't know about the Japan. Johnny Bravo just did a new video of Wes Watson, LOL.
Oh, I got to see that. I actually feel bad for Wes Watson. The minute you talk to him, how you doing? I'm Wes Watson. I was in prison. I was a shot caller. Dude, I was in prison. Don't fuck with me because I was in. What does that mean? What does that mean?
All of his friends are turning
in prison. Mike's girlfriend was in prison 9 times. You know, Jalissa, she was in prison 9 times. You know, I'm just saying, what does that mean? Does that mean you're tough? You're going to fucking kill people? It's like, what does it mean? It means nothing. It means, you know, and a real, true badass, guys that I knew, you know, went to prison, and real badasses don't even have any social media at all. They're fucking nuts in the head. You couldn't even talk to them. The last thing they're going to do, they don't threaten you. They just show up and bash your fucking brains in. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the way they work. You think a mafia, all these guys now, because they're making money. You know, Sammy the Bull sitting there. We walked in at Joey Babs. We cut his head. We did this. We did that. We threw Joe Matarazzi, cut him up, and we threw him in a barrel. And all. You know, you can say all that shit now because, you've already, they can't, there's no double jeopardy. And you're trying to make Scott because other people sit there and masturbate. Oh, did you hear what he said? They took the guy about, like, I don't know what people find, like, every time a guy gets out of jail now, the new thing is I'm going to start my own YouTube channel. I was locked up. And I'm going to tell jailhouse stories.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see that shit.
When Wes Watson first started going back when YouTube, he was a better because he was more, I think he was connecting a little bit. Now he's just getting too wild, maybe. He's telling stories that are just untrue.
Yeah, but when you keep fucking announcing, I'm watching him sitting there saying, I walk in the house. I watch, Johnny Bravo's my boy. We're personal friends. But anyway, when I watch some fucking videos where I walk in the house, I expect you to drop to your fucking knees and bow to me, like all that shit with the girl. And he's saying, I want a blowjob once. And the chick's daughter's sitting right there. Dude, what are you doing? Have you lost your fucking mind? I actually feel bad for the guy. The guy needs an intervention, needs somebody to help him. He could have wind up back in jail. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, who cares? I don't know what you guys find about jailhouse stories that you think. And first of all, I could sit here and make up a ton of jailhouse stories. I was locked up. Where, I could sit here and say, there was a shot house call. The guy went in the fucking thing. They raped this guy. They did the bada bada bing, bada bang, bada bing, bada bang, bada bing. Who cares? Who cares? Those people in jail, there's no God in jail. God's like, you know what? You people are lost. God forgives sinners, not fucking hardcore criminals. I'm sorry to say that. I know some of you people, no, God forgives all. No bullshit. You don't get to put a fucking chick in a meat hook in your fucking basement, kill all these people, and say, I found God. You didn't find God. That's all bullshit. No, but he really found them. God knows their heart. That's bullshit. Okay? Because there still has to be punishment. Okay, you found me. You're sorry, but you still got to spend some time down in hell or fucking purgatory or whatever it is because you fucked up. You fucked up. It doesn't matter. Okay?
Yep. Riff Raff Ruckus said, what do you think of the Mafia putting the squeeze on Chauncey Billups?
Who?
Chauncey Billups, he's a player, one of the NBA players, where he was, whatever. And he was betting, he was gambling. So
listen, I've been around guys who were, some of the fucking famous mobsters, bro. And I've been around them. I wasn't in with them. And my friend who was in with them used to say to me all the time, don't get involved because there's no fucking around. You don't win with that. Eventually, it's like gambling, right? If we hanging out with mob guys and even being in the mob is just like gambling. You could win. Here, look, I'm making scuttle and winning and winning. But there's going to come a time where you lose. And the losing hand, you're not going to be able to deal with that. You understand? It's designed. You go to let me tell you, if you guys went to a casino, right, and you start winning, the first thing they're going to do is you're going to see casino guys standing there like this. Because how do you keep winning? Because nobody wins. It's designed for you to lose. Okay, it's not designed for you to win. And if you're winning, it means either you got some scam, some cheating. Right.
Yep.
It's the same thing with a mob. You can make the mob so much money it's not funny. But the minute you say, hey, I'm making a Joe Matarazzi a lot of money. Let me take $20 out of that. That's what $20 out of fucking thousands. He's gonna say, you took 20 fucking bucks. You took 20 bucks. Now you're fucking dead, you motherfucker. You have no idea. There's no winning. My friend told me that a long time ago. There's no winning. Don't get involved with them. So I never got involved with those fucking guys. I was around them. How you doing? Hello, goodbye. That's it. But I don't want to, never got involved.
Growing up, they were my neighbor, like 2 houses down. I was from one of the big guy's daughters. Yeah, they were really nice. Just don't cross them and get involved. You just gotta be.
They all really nice. Get whacked or locked up, and every one of them has been a rat. The only one that didn't rat was John Gotti, and that's because he was the big fucking cheese. But every one of them, Sammy the Bull, I'll kill a rat. You rat fucks, I fucking kill a rat. He's a rat. Greg Scarpa. If you went like this and wiped your nose in front of Greg Scarpa, he'd be looking around going, Are you signaling somebody? What is this? What does this mean? Is this somebody on? Is somebody watching this? They'll shoot you right there. You can't even have an itchy nose. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, what was he? An informant. You know what I mean? It's all of them.
Yeah, all of them.
Sorry.
All of them were. William Allen says you got to watch The Quiet Ones. Yes, you do. The Quiet Ones are the deadliest.
Listen, there was a kid in jail. I used to tell everybody he was small. He was fucking nuts, and nobody would. He didn't talk to anybody. He was fucking crazy. He would do this fucking reggaeton rap. He'd have like ear shit on, and he'd be, and I'd be like, holy fuck! But everybody said, don't say a fucking word to him. And don't say a word. Walk away, because I couldn't hear him. He was driving me crazy with that shit. But he stuck a plastic fork in some black dude's eyeball. He's just a true fucking badass. He's not going to go on there. I'm going to tell you something. I'm a shot caller. First thing he does, how you doing? I was once in jail. I'm a friend. I called you, like, oh, dude, what does that mean? Stop doing that. Stop that.
Yep.
And you guys watching it, I'd see new channels pop up all the time on YouTube. Just got out of prison for fucking 12 years for this, that, the other thing, telling prison stories. I'm like, here we go, another one now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're all over the place, man.
And you're shocked at somebody's stories. It's all the same story, just re fucking,
Yep. Mike M 1388. What's up, Mike? Good evening, guys. What's up, Mike?
Mike, what are you doing? Where's Mike M? Maybe
Mike M's over here.
Oh, there you are, Mike M.
Rick Ref said, Greg, it's entertainment. That's what it is.
Greg doesn't shut up. You should see me that day. I was all over the place.
Oh, at Apollon Gym, you were all over taking pictures with everyone. It was funny because Phil Heath was calling me saying, "Can you get Greg, Joe?" I'm like, "He's talking." He's like, "He talks to everyone." Phil Heath was trying to get me.
That's right. Yeah, you did. You called me over to Phil.
I was calling you over because me and Phil were going to take a picture with you. But he's like, "Is Greg talking?" I'm like, "That's Greg. He's talking to everybody." He's like, "Greg," and we both were yelling, "Greg, Greg, Greg!" And that's when Morella grabbed him. He's like, Greg.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah. Phil even said to me, Phil Heath goes to me, well, I know how you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when we were talking later on, he goes, I know how you are. Because I was like, I'm fucking with you and stuff. Because when I was saying it, he's a good guy. I like Phil. Everybody, they're all good guys, to be honest with you.
Everyone was great. We had
I just don't stop talking. And I can't help it.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I was saying to your girlfriend, I was saying to Morella, I was like, yo, I'm like that. Run DMC wrote a song about me. Homeboy, you talk too much. Homeboy, you never shut up. Being fucking a mayor bodybuilding, forget about it. We're like,
yeah, I know. It was funny because Phil Heath when he was talking to one of the guys there, you said to Morella or something, goes, wow, he talks a lot to these guys. And Morella just went like this and gave you this look. She just looked and then looked at me and goes, Greg is saying that? He's like, Rod, you're like, Rod, Phil talks too much to these people. And Morella just looks at you and goes, what are you talking about, Greg?
Me, I talk to everybody. You know that.
Everybody.
Guy fucking sweeping the floor like this and shit. I start talking.
Yes. P. Wild said, if you listen to fools, the mob rules. All right.
Let me just tell you, the mob, there's no getting out of that shit. There's none. It doesn't matter. You could be the king. You could be the godfather. Eventually, you either get killed or wind up in jail. There's no out.
Yep. Ruben Sanchez says, Johnny Bravo is the man.
Yeah, John's a good guy. He's a very good guy. I like John, personally. I'm saying outside this shit, I know John.
Riff Rack says it's a work. Greg, tell me what people should be entertained by.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean by people...
It's a work.
Like what do they mean?
What people should be entertained by? I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about he's talking about like the jailhouse stories. It's not
the jailhouse.
Same. I mean, are you shocked? Go down the fucking jails of like fucking Brazil and shit like that. Those other countries where shit like that's where the real fucking bad shit goes. You know what I mean? Over here, these guys got it good and shit. But there's
those Brazil jails. They said like there's like 30 in a small room, and you have to fight for like just to where to sit.
You know what else is bad? You know where? The Middle East, like Afghanistan and all those places, those prisons are brutal. They're brutal. They're brutal. It's unbelievable. Yeah. They don't give a fuck. They don't even feed you sometimes. They throw you in there, find a rat in a corner or something like that. Somebody puked, go eat that shit. It's a fucking, those places are brutal. But I understand if you want to watch guys talk about like, what they did and all that other shit and glorify themselves and how tough they are and shit. Trust me, if there's a guy talking about how tough he is on the internet, he's not tough, because real tough guys wouldn't even have a channel. They don't even get involved in social media. You can't even talk sense to them. There's difference between tough like this and crazy. Tough like this means nothing. Crazy, those kind of guys, you won't even see them coming. They'll fucking take your eyeballs, eat them in front of you. They'll fucking crazy. Just trust me.
Yep. William Allen says, I would think being in jail would be embarrassing.
Well, I was, I don't brag about it. You know what I mean? I don't think it's the greatest thing. You know what I mean? I then again, I always tell people the only difference between guys in jail and guys that are not in jail is I got caught. Because a lot of guys do shit that I don't know how to get away with. But I also did a lot of shit that I didn't get away with, that I got away with too, that I could have got locked up. I did.
Rikers is pretty bad. Rikers Island in New York's pretty bad.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. Rikers Island's fucking shithole.
Bad, man. They take your shoes if you're in there.
But you know what it is? Because the fucking guards are savages too.
Oh,
the guards are just guys who once I was in Rikers when I was young, and now I'm a guard. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that's what they take over there.
Yep. P. Wild said, Greg, tell us a crazy New York nightclub story. How did you survive? How did you survive, Greg?
How did I survive? I survived because I don't do drugs. That's why. When you party, that shit wipes you out. Especially, if you're in like the Sound Factory and shit, you're there for fucking 20 hours and shit, and because that shit goes all day, all night. You become sensory deprived. When you walk out of there and you're like, you got to bring sunglasses because it's like fucking 2 in the afternoon, pop on them, and I would walk out and I'd be like, holy shit. I fucking, I can't see. As it is, I can't see because of the light. And then you're hearing, you're like, what? And you hear them in your ears, your fucking throat sore from fucking screaming, Joe! I got to put my nose in your ear like this, Joe! You know what I mean? Because you can't hear in there. When you go in a club, sometimes your guts are going like this. We used to go in a club like Exit. This shit, your guts start itching, because a block away you hear thud, 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 thud. And as you get closer to the club, and then you get in the club, the fucking woofers, the girls dancing on the woofers are like 8 feet. They're fucking huge. You know what I mean? There's chicks dancing on top of the woofers, so you can imagine that shit for. And you're fucking, and then there's flashing lights in the dark, and before you get out of there, you don't know what the fuck. You're like walking around like, where am I?
Yeah. One time I came out like from the Sound Factory, like the same 8 a.m. You come out, and I remember I was coming out, and Henry Winkler, the Fonz, was walking his dog.
Oh God.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Hey, Fonzie," and he was like, "Hey," Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, and he didn't want to be bothered, but everyone's like, Fonz. I
used to see a lot of the guys from Law and Order in there and shit like that. The Spanish looking one, and I forgot his name, but there's a few guys I used to see in there and all. But you see celebrities and shit in there. But it'd be so fucking loud. It's sensory deprived. Because we used to go to Exit because Junior Vasquez would fucking spin there and shit at Exit too, which was right down the street, And that Exit's even bigger than the Sound Factory. But it'd be like thud, 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 and you're like, holy fucking! Every guy in there's jacked. Is like this section's all the gay dudes. This section's everything like the normal people. But I mean, like the gay dudes were all jacked because they're all at AIDS and they're on fucking steroids and shit, and they had no people had no fucking you'd be in there almost naked and shit,
Yeah, Jonathan Peters would be there, Danny Chetos.
All those guys. They had the biggest fucking DJs. And Sound Factory had the same DJs. They bounced back and forth. But those DJs got like fucking 50 grand a night and shit like that. Junior Vasquez used to get like 50 grand a night.
Yeah, I remember by the Sound Factory when you were walking down one street. I forget. I think it was like the Ricky Lake show or something. Going back, there used to be a show, like used to be something they used to film, one of the shows. I forget which one it was.
Well, I did I did Carson Daly, but that was not far from Sound Factory. It was down a little ways.
Down further, okay.
It was down a little ways. There was NBC Studios. I think that's where I did I remember, they drove me there with a fucking car service.
Remember Paris? She used to run the front door. Paris used to.
Dude, my friend used to fuck her. She's a sex change. I think she's dead. I'm not sure she's dead.
Yeah, I heard she was dead. Yes, someone did say Paris.
She was a sex change. My friend fucked the shit out of her. Yeah.
Ben Garcia said, Greg, I like how you and Larry are warming up to each other. Larry's got a bad rap for being an outsider in the past, but I could tell there's respect between you two.
Yeah, Ben, let me tell you something. Larry and I got along great. We were out in fucking thing. He was like, we would sit and have, eat and everything. And he would be like, here, take these cookies. Like he would give me his cookies and shit. We got along really, really well, Larry and I. Larry's actually Larry's actually a very good guy. He's just really into bodybuilding. Like some guy, I'm into baseball. That's my favorite sport. Okay, by far. I've always been into baseball, even when I was in the peak of my bodybuilding, when I was competing. But baseball's always been my favorite sport. You know, I love bodybuilding too, but now, you know, the sport has changed, and I don't.
I'm surprised you didn't football because your father was a football guy.
Yeah, my father was oh my God, my father. I told you, I was the best football player in my school, but the problem is that I played. I hated. I think my father. Look, my father and I had the greatest relationship. But you know, I told you that story, right? The famous. I'll tell it here.
Yeah.
Really fast. I was the best football. I was by far the best football player. I had a nose for football, right? I would, especially when I would play, like I was a linebacker. I could see. I was small too, but I was a fucking badass. And I could sense. I could see when a guy would get down, like the tailback, he'd get down like this, and I could see when he'd look at the two hole. I'd know he's going to go to the two. I just had this fucking sense. You know, my father was a football player. My father was a badass, you know, and my father wasn't, she was big. But anyway, so one time you know, we were playing this team, and it was like one play, and that was you know, there was a flag on a play, right? And it was against the other team. And I can't remember if we were tied or we were losing by like 3 points or whatever. But I was the captain. And they said to me, do you want to play? If you take the play, it's halftime. If you take the penalty, they get 10 yards back, but they get another shot at the goal, right? They were right on the goal. And my father's on the sideline. Take the play, you know, and I'm looking at him. It was like in a movie. All I see is my father, like going crazy. And I see the coach going, take the play. And I'm sitting there like this, and, you know, and I'm like, and I said, I'll take the penalty. And I'm like, oh, fuck, did I just say penalty? And they're like, okay, you know, 10 yards back, you know, and and my father's like, Jesus Christ, you know. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. I knew I fucked up, right? So the play comes. They go to throw in the end zone. I run. I catch it when I intercept. I run all the way down. Boom, 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 boom. This is a true story. Run all the way down. I scored a fucking touchdown, right? Now, I was the people going crazy. My team's going nuts. They're jumping at me. I take the ball, and I run to the sideline, and I throw it at my father. Now, thank God I didn't hit him, because my father was a big dude and was a badass. You know what I mean? He would have killed me. But I throw it at my father. I missed, you know. Now it's halftime. You know, we score, and everybody's all happy, and the coach is like talking, and we're all sitting on our helmets. And I'm sitting by myself, and I actually started crying a little bit. I was like, because I couldn't believe I made the wrong, that I made the wrong call. And the kids are coming up to me and like, yo, dude, all right, dude. And I'm like, get out of here. Just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like, leave me the fuck alone. And I couldn't. And my mother's like telling my father, the kid can't even enjoy the fact they just scored a fucking touchdown. You know what I mean? My mother was from the Bronx. She fuck with her. She was a lefty too. She fucking hit you with that left hand. And you know, so you know, but I don't know. I just wound up, you know, dude. The record. I wish I still had my fucking helmet. The record for stars, outstanding plays, was 14 stars, right, in a season. Do you know how many I had? 46.
Wow.
My son took the helmet when he was a little boy. That's how good. I have, Joe, next time you come here, I'm going to show you articles. I have them in the paper, from the newspaper. I was a really good football. I hate football. I played, my father, most kids' fathers would be like, did you do your homework? My father's like, did you go to football practice? You know? And I'd be like, you know, fuck, I'm never playing football again. Fuck this shit. And that's a true story. I mean, I couldn't even, I just scored. I fucking intercepted, scored that, but I couldn't even enjoy it because I was too fucking caught up that I didn't listen to my father, and like I made the wrong call, and like I would just kept playing in my brain, you know, and that's how fucked up I couldn't enjoy it. So there you go. There's a football story for you.
Riff Raff says nobody thinks Wes Robinson is really a badass. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if he's a badass or not. I don't think he's a badass. I mean, I'm sure he's not a pussy, but I don't think he's a true badasses and crazy dudes ain't gonna say anything.
Yeah.
You know, you ever hear Boss Rutan? Boss Rutan tells you stories all the time, and he never goes around and says, listen, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. He tells, sometimes people fuck with him. He'd be like, dude, just do me a favor, walk away, because you're going to wind up getting hurt. Just don't do that. You know what I mean? And, you know, a guy will push his issue, and next thing you know, the guy's out like this, and there's no teeth left. Boss Rutan don't go, hey, let me tell you something. I fought the fucking UFC. Don't fuck with me. I'm a fucking bad. It doesn't do that shit. They don't do that shit. And guys that do that are all talk. Okay? So I'm just letting you know.
Yep. Ruben Sanchez says, I was a correction officer, and I can say that Peggy Watson is full of shit. Yeah, he's full of shit.
A true tough guy, especially jail guys. There's guys in there who have a screw loose.
Yep.
They're not going to start like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Just start telling jail stories. They're not going to do that. They don't do that. They have like a fucking thing in their head, like, I fucking hate people. I hate everybody. Don't even talk to me. Like, they're nuts. Do you understand? Yep. And those are the guys you got to watch for. They'll take a plane and sit outside your house. And when you come in, the bushes start rattling. And you'll never make it to the front door.
Yep. John Mancini said, Phil's a great guy, very down to earth. That girl, Jordan, is very nice too.
Jordan's a good girl. Really good girl. Very nice girl.
Yeah, and Phil was talking to every single person. I was really impressed how he.
Yeah, Phil's a good guy. I like Phil. Phil's a good guy. There's nothing wrong with Phil. I don't know why people hate on him. There's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, some guy asked him about like some kid there asked him about like diet, and Phil, I thought Phil was gonna write a diet for him, and I was like, Jesus Christ, because he was there for like, because other people were waiting too to talk to Phil, and people were like, wow, this is getting a long time, and.
Sean Ray's a good guy too. I don't know why people hate on him, but I guess they don't like it because he says stuff and everything. But he's actually a really good guy.
Yeah, Sean's a great guy. You know, he was out there hanging out with us, talking and everything.
I tell everybody. I said it on a video there.
I recorded that video too.
Joe Pietaro was doing a video. I interrupted the interview, as always, and which he was doing it with Sean. And I told everybody, listen, this fucking guy, when I was in trouble with MD. And shit, because Adina, that motherfucker, came in and like screwed a Blackman's brain. He called me. Sean Ray called me on the phone and warned me that she was doing shit and that was going to happen. You know what I mean? He's telling me, listen, they're thinking about getting rid of you because, you know, they're trying to do a new direction. She started, he cusses. I hate that cuss. I curse. I don't cuss. You know what I mean? Cuss is customato. But, you know, so he warned me. And he even said in the he's right. You're right. I did warn you. I called you and because, he's a good guy. I like him. I don't care what anybody says about him. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people don't like him, but whatever. I mean, I think he's a great guy.
I like everybody. I get along with everybody.
Yep. Who's ready for Halloween? Anyone giving out candy? Yeah. Go to Greg's house. Go to the Munster's house.
Candy's right there.
They got more, you got more skulls and,
oh, dude, you got to see now. I get even more, even since you left.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff over there going crazy.
Oh yeah, Joe, we've been fixing statues. You gotta come over. You gotta come over.
Yeah, I gotta come over there and check it out again. You know, we had a great time with dinner and the stuff, and at the scene.
Yeah, we have a good time. Yeah,
it was a good time. Everyone there is funny, cracking jokes. It's pretty funny.
Johnny Bravo's always like, "I'm coming over there. I'm bringing my camera," and I'm like, "Do it. You're gonna go at the fucking video of your life. I'll tell you shit. You'll see stuff. You'll be like, get the fuck out of here."
Yep. Ben Garcia said, Joe, the Godfather and Little Guido are the best. Thank you for giving my child legends exposure, recognition. Keep it coming. Yeah, I got more wrestlers coming on.
Who's that? The wrestler, right? A wrestler?
Godfather and Little Guido. You know, and the one wrestler, Little Guido, you know, he lives really close and he's not he's retired right now. But
is he Italian?
Yeah, that's why obviously.
I figured Little Guido.
Part of his gimmick was he was a tag team partner and their tag team name was the FBI, Full-Blooded Italians.
Oh shit, I like that.
Yeah. And what happened was when like one of the wrestlers like Hulk Hogan was under a mask and Vince McMahon didn't know who it was, they needed the investigation group of the Full-Blooded Italians to investigate what was going on. It was very funny. I mean,
I like that. I like that. Full-Blooded Italian. I might have to use that now. Thank you,
Little Guido. Yeah, they call him the Little Guido, the Full-Blooded Italians. Yeah, he was really cool. Really cool guy, you know. But he actually, you know what's funny, when I was talking to him, he said to me, he goes, Joe, you know, Vince McMahon has his stuff, but I will not talk bad about Vince McMahon. He's like, don't ask me. You know, some of these guys will talk about Vince McMahon and some of them won't. And he was one that told me, he goes, nope, I'm not going to talk bad.
That's what I say when Dave and John keep talking about Steve Blackman. I'll never do it. Steve Blackman, when I was in the hospital, calls me. He still texts me here and there. And you know what? He took me out of the gutter, bro. I can never say anything, but Steve Blackman's my guy and will always be my guy. I tell Dave, you guys could do what you want to do, but I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah,
you'll never see me on that show when they fuck around with say shit about Steve. You never see me jump in. Go ahead,
Greg. Do you have any funny stories of Dave and John at Sound Factory with trannies? I mean, no, that's just a sound.
How can I do this? I have stories. Believe me, I'm not saying any stories until they get like crazy and say something fucked up, and then I'm going to release the hounds. Listen to me. Let me just say, when you guys see trannies, we're not talking about some fucking blue-haired, like fat guy with a fucking beard saying, I'm a woman. I'm not talking about that. Okay, we're talking about these fucking girls that you would not know. that if you saw, you'd be like looking at that, your girlfriend would be like, why are you looking at her? You know, you would not know. She'd be hotter than your girlfriend. Trust me. A lot of you guys have no fucking clue. Okay.
Yep.
They're not fucking thing. What you see on the internet, chicks with dicks and all that, that's fucking porn. That's a different animal than reality. Girls that live normal lives. I could show you a few that you'd say to me, holy fuck, no way. No, fuck, no way. No way. And yes way. Okay.
Yep. You showed me them too.
Yeah, I've showed you some where you say, holy fuck, my friends
like, no way, Greg.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Yep.
Trust me on this shit. I'm not talking about, they're not dudes, bro. I would not, I don't, like Andrew Tate said it perfect. What would you rather do? Fuck Megan Fox with a cock or what's his name that just died? Hulk Hogan with a pussy. Right? You saw that video, right?
Yep.
And he said, guess what? If you would fuck Hulk Hogan with a pussy, you're fucking gay. He said, because I would rather fuck Megan Fox with a cock. You could turn her around and fuck her in the ass and she looks good. She's beautiful. You know what I mean? That's what he said. That's what Andrew Tate said. And that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. If she's hot looking, it looks, walks like a duck, quack like a duck, I'm going to throw some breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm going to feed the duck.
Yep. P. Wild said, best cardio machine for home, rowing machine, bike, treadmill.
Oh, God. It depends on what you like. I mean, I don't like for me, if I'm going to walk, I never walk a treadmill. I'd walk outside. I walk the track. That's just me. I don't like the whole treadmill thing. Maybe a bike, whatever you like. There's not enough, as long as you get your heart rate up, you're on there and you get your heart. It doesn't matter whether it's a bike, a treadmill, a stepper, you don't need to add resistance. That's all bullshit. Don't add resistance to a non-resistance exercise. Cardio is not meant to have resistance. You're not going to watch Usain Bolt running with fucking weight vests on and shit. It doesn't do that. Okay. That's not how that works. Mm-hmm. That's non-resistance. That's almost the equivalent of doing it the opposite way. Taking a pencil, okay, and curling it, which is a resistance exercise, right? Anaerobic and aerobic. Anaerobic is resistance. Aerobic is not, it's more cardio, getting the heart rate up and just movement. Now, if you stood here and curled a pencil fucking 500 times, it's not going to fucking make your biceps bigger. You can't take the resistance out of resistance training, just like you can't put resistance in non-resistance training. So the point I'm trying to make is you can do your elliptical if you want. You can do fucking, bike if you want, treadmill if you want, but you got to get the heart rate up. That's the key. Once you're breathing heavy and you get a little sweat going on and the heart rate's up, there you go. Yep. And you can't do it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. You got to do it at least 45 minutes. There you go.
Yep. Barbecue Sauce says, hi, Joe and Greg. What's up, BBQ?
What's going on, Barbecue Sauce?
Griff Rapp says, I believe Greg's a good athlete. He has a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I was very good. No matter what sport. My daughter's a phenomenal athlete. My daughter can play any sport. She's like number one at that shit. She's crazy. But I do. Yep. I could play any sport. I was always good.
Mike M says, people hate Phil for winning. Yeah, I guess so.
You know why they hate Phil? I think because this is going to... He's not a nerd, but he's like a normal guy. And, he's not one of these guys like Dorian, who's like, fucking got the tattoos on him and like, I was in the skins, I'll fucking rip your head off or whatever, and even though Dorian's not really like, but he's not the rugged. He's not known for rugged. You understand? But he's a good guy. It doesn't have to. I just think that also, you know what it is? You win one time, everybody's like, when Phil Heath first won, they were like, yeah, but then when you start winning all the time, people want somebody else in there. So they start rooting against you. I think that's really the biggest thing. Because I think even when Ronnie Coleman was winning all the Mr. Olympias, people were like, come on, Jay. Then when Jay started winning the Olympias, they were like, come on, Phil. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this kid that just won, what the hell's his name again? Derek Lunsford. If he keeps fucking winning, people are going to root against him. Oh, he sucks. He's short. He's this, he's that. He's that. It's just the nature of people. People hate the Yankees. Why? Because they won 27 World Series. And how many World Series they've been in that they lost? They've lost almost the same amount. I mean, they've been in over 50-something World Series. Other teams can't even get to World Series one year. You know what I mean? That's why they're hated. You're hated because you're good. If Phil Heath is hated, he's hated because he's good.
Good. Correct.
That's why Phil Heath is hated, because he's so fucking good. He's one of the best bodies ever. There are some people think he might be the most genetically gifted bodybuilder ever. He's up there with Coleman and Haney, in my opinion, for the most gifted bodybuilder ever. There you go.
why they call him the gift.
Diego, make that into a quick clip, or whatever you call it, a short.
I'll put that in my short. I will. But it was funny because when I went to pick up Lee at the hotel, I pulled over onto the parking lot, and I went to the hotel, and Phil Heath and Sean Ray were right in the lobby, just sitting there like, hey, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on, guys? And they're like, hey, Lee's in, over there in room 117. I'm like, oh, okay.
This is like Sean. I mean, fucking Sean Ray is just fucking built as one of the greatest bodybuilders ever. You can't take that away. You can hate his guts. I don't know why you hate him. You hate him because he's good. Okay. Yep. But today, to this day, if you put Sean Ray in his prime or Phil Heath in his prime, if you put them on stage with these guys, you'd be like, holy shit. You got it. Listen, this guy, I don't even know him, but this kid, the guy did this. Is it Keon, the little black kid? He had the audacity to say that he thinks he could beat Lee Priest. Listen, I saw pictures of you, kid. Okay, you have a nice build. You got that nice sweep and this small waist, bro. I had that too. So, but you're not beating fucking Lee Priest. Lee Priest was thick, dense, was big from the calves to his fucking toes, everywhere. His structure, and when he posed, he popped and he came out like this. I'm just telling you, the fucking guy once beat Ronnie Coleman. Lee has beaten every pro bodybuilder back when bodybuilders were fucking, elite.
He still got big calves.
Oh, dude, yeah, but you know what's funny? I told that girl Jordan, Lee had you beat in the size with the calves, but your calves were like fucking crazy. I think you had Lee beat her calves were diamonds. John Livy will tell you. I think John Livy might have been kissing them calves. I'm just kidding, John. But those calves were fucking diamonds like this. They were huge. They were striated for. She would you see every sinewy little like fucking like the sinuation of every fucking line in a calf. Mm-hmm. She was standing next to Lee, right? And me and Jimmy the Bull, we were looking at her ass like this, right? And Jimmy's looking at the ass, and I'm looking at Jimmy, and Jimmy's looking at me, And then I say, look at those calves. He goes, Jesus Christ. He goes, those fucking things are like ridiculous. Bro, Lee Priest, if you never saw Lee in person, his calves are fucking, they're like gigondo. You know what I mean? It's genetic. My son has the exact same calf. It's fucking crazy. My son's a bull. Nothing like me. But he got these giant calves, right? And then this girl, her calves were not just big, but did you see those fucking things?
Yeah, I saw them. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Joe, those calves are better than most guys in the Mr. Olympia lineup.
Yeah.
I'm going to come right out now and say, Jordan, so her calves are better than most guys on the Olympia stage today. That's how good they are. It's a big, ripped, diamond shape. The shape of them, the perfect fucking, the gastrocnemius was big. The inner soleus was big. It was unbelievable. She's got great calves.
That's genetic because she doesn't train a lot of them.
It's genetic. Your calves are one of those things. I have pretty good calves, but I don't train them. But I'm just saying, like, my son's got fucking, because of my ex-wife, her mother was, trippy. I told you, my son's calves are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Dan wants to know, is Steve Blackman still involved in bodybuilding anyway?
No, he's not. He's a good man, though. Danny's a really good guy. I love Steve Blackman. I don't like when John and Dave talk about him. They know that already, so I'm not going to join in that.
P. Wild says, I'm going to go as tough guy Joe Matarazzo for Halloween. I'm going to be Wes for Halloween.
I like that, P. Wild.
Yep. Joe Abel said, Abel said, Hernandez says, if I lived in New York, I would definitely go trick-or-treating with my son to Greg. Yes, that would be something. Go to Greg's house. You'd have to
go to my house. First of all, I'm not sure if this is Abel Hernandez or Abdil, because we do have an Abdil, but it says Abel. Okay, so listen, if you come to my house, bro, it's fucking Halloween every day. Joe, am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Dave Palumbo came to my house. He was like, holy Christ, because I have all demons and fucking crazy shit in his house. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not demonic. I wear rosary beads and I say the rosary. But I'm just saying, it's just, I have a thing about goth. I like when my girlfriend gets all gothed out. I want her to go to one of these events. You got to see her when she gets gothed. I love goth girls. I love it.
Yeah. It's funny. We pulled up to your house and Morella looked through the door and she's like, oh, someone's at the door, at the window. And I'm like, oh yeah. But it was that big dummy zombie you have.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's a monster.
I got all these monsters. They're like 6-7 feet. Some of them, you know what I mean? Like werewolves and shit. I have them all downstairs right now, but we bring them up. We keep them all year round. My bedroom, Joe, my bedroom. I sleep with, You have no
Zombies.
idea. I just like that. I like goth shit. When I was a kid, I wanted to live in a Munsters house. Remember the Munsters? I wanted to go in Grandpa's dungeon.
Yep.
That was I used to have dreams that I was like, oh man, I'm in Grandpa's dungeon. You know what I mean? On front of Munsters.
You would have the pet dinosaur underneath the thing, right?
Spot.
Spot. Right underneath the steps,
Yeah,
right?
Spot.
Yeah, Spot. Riff Raff says, Greg, the next after hours, you should dress up like Dave, paint hair on your head, and talk about Buckeye barbell competition.
Oh God, you guys like that, the Buckeye barbell? Yeah, well, Dave liked coming to my house. It was definitely. He said he was driving. He's like, okay, wait a minute, now where is it? It's on, and as soon as he sees all these statues, looks like a graveyard because there's like fucking 100 statues. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's it. I found it. That's how everybody knows, right, Joe? You come up with fucking statues here.
Yep. Oh, there's Holly Holmes. I see Holly Holmes is on there. She said,
hey, Holly,
how you doing? Partying. I'm in my room getting ready for bed. My man left. She for Dubai.
Oh.
Go to Dubai. Yeah, she's with Rolly Winkler.
Oh, she's with Rolly Winkler?
Yes.
I love Rolly.
Yeah, Raleigh's a
great guy, man. I love Rolly. Give Rolly my love. I love Rolly Winkler. He's a good guy.
Holly, give Raleigh our love. He's great. He's jacked.
Yeah, he's a good guy, but I like him. We all worked with him, Dean. He always come up to me. He's just a nice guy, man. I like him. He's a good guy. Always smiling and stuff. Rolly Winkler, good guy, good man. Good, Holly. Thank you.
Yep, Luciano said, Greg, dropping facts. What's going on?
There you go. Thank you, Luciano.
Yeah, well, Greg, it's about that time. We got to wrap it up. It's already an hour.
I can keep going, Joe. What you do?
Good. Yeah, I know you can. I know. You were on.
I don't shut the fuck
hours with
Joe and I talked on the phone already for an hour. We're gonna hang up here with you guys.
We're gonna talk again,
and then we're gonna talk another time to Joe's guy. I'm sure Morello's over there telling him, "Shut him up."
Yeah, Tomorrow's like, "Come on,
shut him up." Joe's trying to eat dinner and shit, and I'm talking to him on the phone. I hear him.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week. Holly, Skip, Luciano, Ben Garcia. I
love all you guys.
P. Wild, Abel, Riff Raff, all you guys, John Mancini, Dan. We love you guys. Greg,
I love all you guys, man. Thank you so much. All you guys I see all your comments. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yep,
really.
Thank you. Yep. See you guys next week with Sean Ray. Sean Ray will be with us next week. Sugar Sean Ray will be here next week.
Yeah, don't think stupid to the guy, please. He's a good guy. He wouldn't be coming on the show. I know him very well for fucking 50 years. You know what I mean? He's a good guy.
Yep. All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you in a little bit, Greg.
All right.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping.